Well, Marion, we met 56 years ago. Can you believe it?
No, no, it's a long time.
And we were best friends at university, living in a boarding house, and we had no money, and we loved accessories. Wouldn't we have loved to come to this store?
We sure would.
The passion for dressing up and adding some color has been with us forever.
Yes.
Now you own the Indefinite Article, and it's my dream to come shopping here. If you have a dress and don't have a purse that matches, come and look at a well-loved used purse. Some of them hardly look like they've been used. This is called a cord bag, and I guess it's because that's all cording.
Mm-hmm. And they did all sorts of designs out of the cord.
1950s maybe?
50s, possibly 40s.
Possibly 40s, and it wouldn't matter because I like it. So you don't buy because it's got a, well, you buy for the story sometimes. But this is made by Normandy in Montreal, if I said that right, Normandy?
Yeah, that's right.
Evening bag. So you've got a copper skirt and you just need that perfect textured bag. This is handmade in France, it says. And
is that a France one?
It says France, but it doesn't say the maker. This one says handmade, and I love this.
This is Albro.
Albro, okay, and this one is Wahlberg, by hand, made by hand. So I guess, Marion, they would have beaded. Would they make the bag first and then bead it, do you think, or
no?
Bead
I think they would bead the shape and
the
then
shape.
put because you couldn't bead in there.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So it has to be clamped in.
And
there.
then they join it. You can see the joins.
And this comes with a signed
mirror
to match. So shop for yourself, but you can also make big hints for gifts, right?
Yes.
Because wouldn't you love to receive that from someone in your family?
Lots of people buy those at graduations, for weddings.
Any time where you're going to have a little more dressed up look. Tell me about your morning at home. How do you decide what you're going to wear in the morning?
Oh, I move stuff around in here, and I'm cleaning and I'm lifting and moving, so I try to go casual, but I do like to dress up a little bit, so I usually wear different accessories and
and some that you never change.
Yes,
this wrist is always the same. Your rings
sometimes
change.
I add a black or a
oh yes, you add definitely, yeah, definitely. But that's your trademark. That and glasses.
I guess so.
Glasses and your bracelet. I'm a firm believer, and I think you are too, that if you don't love it, don't let it take up real estate in your closet or your drawers.
Yeah.
So I think it's perfect to share with someone who would love it more.
Yes.
And I have a lot of heirlooms from my own family that I absolutely love, but I don't mind embracing someone else's heirlooms either.
Oh no, that's what it's all about.
It is. So now these collars are back in style, and this one is from, do we think the 50s?
The 50s, possibly 60s, late 50s.
Okay, so I've been in some of the accessory stores, and they aren't quite this quality, and they aren't satin backed, and the ribbons aren't silk. But basically you take any sweater, or I guess you could put it on with a shirt, and you would tie this up tight, and it becomes the collar on just a regular sweater, and it makes a whole new dressy outfit, right?
In the 50s, they had sweaters like Maureen has on, and then a cardigan over top. And that's what looked so good with that underneath.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And did they wear them backwards sometimes with the bow in front? Yeah, I love that. That's just so 50s. Now, you taught me about Sherman. Sherman, I didn't even know it, but I had some Sherman jewelry already. But this is matching earrings and a beautiful necklace with the original box.
And it even still has the original tag.
I think this is factory placed as well.
Yeah. 40s, more like late 40s, 50s, 60s. It was in every jewelry store. Hudson Bay, Eaton's, that was their high end.
Yep.
And they're made with Swarovski crystals, and they had just hold up. They're so well made. They're made. He's from Eastern Canada.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That makes me like it even better.
There's an American company that makes similar,
but it's
called
a different
Continental.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Now, these all have what we call a signature, which means on the back, if you look, and sometimes I need a magnifying glass,
Somewhere on it.
it will say
could be
Sherman.
in the clasp, could
Yes,
be underneath
it's fun to look, isn't it?
Yeah, they're so well made and so well finished. People want to just buy the box. 'Cause
Right.
They have collections.
Have they tried to buy it?
Yeah.
And you keep the necklace and you won't break it up?
Not when it's that nice.
No, that's right. So you gave me a Sherman pin, thank you very much, one day in this bag. So packaging is a pretty fun thing to buy at a store. Something old and obviously handmade. This isn't really old. You figured 80s?
Yeah.
So, but still hand done by someone somewhere, and to wrap a brooch in tissue and put it in there, and this is part of the gift. Really a find. So like this little ring box, for example. Like, isn't that the cutest little thing? And it's got a hole for a ring. So if you've picked up a ring at the antique store and it doesn't have a box, like, isn't that, like, that strikes me as a grade 8 or 12 grad gift box.
I get quite a few older, even older, like from the 20s. They're beautiful. The old ring boxes they're just tiny usually, and then sterling ones from Burke's.
60s to me.
Yeah, that's newer. Yeah.
And then what about a little carved, handmade wooden? You put a little piece of felt in there and your little ring would just fit. These are great packaging ideas.
Lots of wooden boxes sell for
gifts.
Yeah, and they fill them with things like a treasure box.
Oh.
That is really popular.
So several things in a wooden box, and that's your present, and it's a discovery as you open it. I love that. I love anything handmade today, and they're the heirlooms of tomorrow. Some of these heirlooms are handmade with great precision and I think tedium, actually, but it was before TV and things like that. So this hat is handmade, pure silk. You figure from,
I think, right turn of the century. It's and it's almost in pristine condition. It's got, you know, it's a little like some of the beads are inside the silk there, but but it's
just
all
amazing.
handmade.
But when I went through your hat room some time ago, either you or someone noticed that it was a Sova, and it had seen better days. Whatever made the woman who bought it decide it was time to have fewer hats. Once in a while you have to clean out your closet so you can buy more. I took it back to Sherry and she steamed it and reshaped it because I wanted it a little further down on my forehead. So started at Sherry's at Sova Millinery. It has come here to the Indefinite Article where I purchased it and took it back to Sherry, and now I've brought it here. You've got a beautiful basket over there.
Yes.
Do you want to tell me about that?
So this is made in Saskatchewan, and it's for a baby. That's where your baby would sleep, and then you'd be able to pick them up, transfer them around.
And it's like a laundry basket on your hip. I used
yeah.
to put my kids in a laundry basket. This would have been better.
Yes. Oh, it is so nice. And one of my husband's students, her grandmother made me one of these when we had our son, who is 40.
And so this would be an Indigenous maker?
Yes, yes. And in Saskatchewan. So
that's a great story.
Yes, and people buy them because of what they are, and others buy them just because they love the
work,
the look, and they put, you know, like blankets, quilts. People collect all these quilts and
it's a place
tablecloths,
to store
linens.
them. Linens, I can certainly see that. Yeah. I strongly believe as you get older, you need to put your best foot forward every day.
Yes.
Yes, because then when you see yourself in the mirror, it's like you don't look maybe tired. Maybe you are tired, but you don't look tired.
Yeah, yeah.
And repurposing is another thing I'm into right now. So this bracelet was my mother's bracelet. My father gave it to her in mid-40s, I would say. And it was inexpensive because he had no money. The gold finish had worn off it, but I always loved it and it fit me. Everything that she had left in the bracelet range fit my wrist so well that it's more comfortable for me than a bangle, really. Yeah. So I have a friend named Terry who actually we talked about it and he thought he could sandblast it and do, that's car auto body paint on there. And people comment on that bracelet all the time, and I always love to say, well, it was my mother's, but I wouldn't have worn it the other way very much. I did in high school, but you know, so repurposing things is a fun way to look at your shopping when you're in an antique store.
Lots of jewelry makers come in here, and they buy jewelry, or I give them little bits and pieces and
anything
watch parts.
Oh yes,
things that I think aren't going to sell and that are interesting, and then they create. And you know, they often have little stores on Etsy or or sell at the crafts and the
trade
artisans.
shows. Yes, I love that.
So there's lots of that.
So they're repurposing like the stones, the clasps, things like that.
Yeah, and anything like little curly Q things.
Oh, they can add into.
Yeah, they add into jewelry.
Oh, that's so
and
good.
chains.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so a broken chain, they can often put a new clasp on,
Oh,
or
yes.
incorporate it into modern.
More likely that. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So the next time you find yourself with a few hours to spend, drop into Marion's store, the Indefinite Article, and you'll be surprised at how many things you can actually purchase. There'll be heirlooms for yourself, there will be gift packaging, there will be ideas, there'll be history, and I'm sure it will inspire you to put your best foot forward every morning when you're getting dressed. Antiquing is a fun thing to do wherever you go, but here we have a large selection right in Saskatoon.